The sixth night. When the sixth night came, and the sea breeze threaded silver through the palace lattice, Scheherazade bowed once more before King Shahryar. Her voice gleamed like dawn on the water as she said, "O King of Time." The fisherman spoke again to the Jinni, and in his speech he told of envy's slow poison and wisdom's fragile reward. Hear now the tale of King Yunan and the Physician Douban. It is told, O King, that in the land of Yunan there reigned a mighty sovereign, strong in war, proud in triumph, yet sorely vexed by an illness that no sword could touch and no herb assuage. His skin broke out in scaly marks. Sleep fled him, and though his armies prospered, his nights were hollow with pain. Physicians came from every city and apothecary, each with potions and incantations. Elders of the schools spread their charts and muttered prescriptions. Yet the malady remained, and the king's hope thinned like a thread stretched too far. In time, there came to the city a man named Douban, a physician of a strange and quiet art. He carried no chest of perfumes, nor casket of powdered roots. His instruments were reason and patience. Word of his calm skill reached the palace, and the king, desperate and curious, sent for him. Douban entered the court with a bowed head and steady step. "I am Douban," he said, "a healer who trusts in knowledge more than in superstition. Permit me to treat you without draft or blade." The courtiers scoffed, the royal physicians bristled, but the king, worn and wishing, consented. "Then ride with me to the polo ground," Douban said. "Take up the mallet, strike true, let your blood warm in motion. For the cure I bring is not a draught to drink, but a craft of heat and reed. A hollow mallet, its interior lined with herbs and oils that seep through the skin as the body moves." The king laughed, with a hope he had not felt for years, and mounted his horse. Under a high sun, the game began. Horses leapt, the mallet sang, the balls flew. With every strike, the king felt warmth spread through his limbs. Sweat loosened the stiffness of his nights. His laughter returned like a guest belatedly welcomed. He bathed at evening as Douban had instructed, and slept with a sleep that stitched up years of pain. By morning, the scales had eased. By 3 days, the king's skin shone like polished ivory. Joy swept the court. The king embraced Douban and showered him with gold and honor. "You have returned my health," he cried. "Name your wish, and it shall be yours." Douban asked only to be permitted to teach and to live in peace. Yet men of courts are wary, and where praise is given, envy often waits. There was a vizier in the king's council, aged, influential, and dry of heart, who watched Douban's favor as one counts the slipping of his own shadow. He whispered in the king's ear at idle hours, "Was this stranger a healer or a magician? What if his secret is poison? What if the hand that warmed now can chill and end your life?" Cold seeds of doubt were sown. At first, the king said, "You speak ill of a man who saved me." But the vizier kept tending the whisper, and the king's trust grew thin under the pressure of suggestion. Fear is a slow fire, suspicion a patient weed. One fevered morning, the king, his mind frayed between gratitude and unease, ordered Douban brought before him, and, in a voice that trembled with fear more than anger, declared, "You have healed me, yet the court fears your art. I cannot sleep with doubt upon my brow. Prepare yourself." Douban bowed. Before the blade fell, Douban placed in the king's hands a gift, a bound book, leather soft and simple. "Open it when I am gone," he said, "and read 3 pages. In them is counsel passed down through the ages. From it, a ruler may learn to hold his heart true." The sentence was carried out. Silence swallowed the hall. Sorrow hung like a curtain. When the king, distraught and driven by fearful curiosity, summoned the book and tried to read, he found the pages fused and blank. He moistened his finger and turned one page, then another. And as the papyrus opened, the black oil upon the leaves sank into his skin. The king's hand trembled. A poison laid by sly hands crept into his veins. He who thought to secure his crown by killing a man of wisdom found his throne trembling. The court's peace broke like glass. The city's sorrow ran like a river into every alley. The king, who had repaid healing with death, tasted a ruin that no physician could mend. For envy had struck the root and hollowed the tree. When the fisherman ended his telling, he looked upon the Jinni and said, "See, O spirit, how envy devours both the wise and the powerful. Let this tale remind us that to slay wisdom is to wound oneself." The Jinni bowed his head, smoke curling in thought. Scheherazade's voice returned, soft as moonlight upon the sea. "Remember, O king, how fragile trust is, and how loudly a whisper can call down a kingdom." King Shahryar gazed at her in silence, moved by the sorrow of the tale. "And the fisherman?" he asked after a pause. "What became of him after he taught the Jinni so many lessons?" Scheherazade smiled, her eyes like the first light over water. "That, O king, is a tale for the next night. The tale of the enchanted prince and the waters that do not forget. The lamps in the hall dimmed. The sound of the sea drifted past the palace walls, and Scheherazade fell silent, leaving the king to the quiet ache of wonder as the night closed. Thus ended the 6th night.